Good morning, everybody. Call to order the meeting of the Maryland National Capital Market Planning Commission for Wednesday, May 15th, 2024. The time is 10 o'clock. With one motion, I would look for a motion to both approve the commission agenda and the commission minutes from April 17, 2024 open session. Is there a motion?
Move approval, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Washington, a second by Commissioner Bailey. Any discussion on the motion? If not, Mr. Adams, can you call the roll, please?
Chair Shapiro.
Vote aye.
Commissioner Bailey.
Vote aye.
Commissioner Dorner.
Vote aye.
Commissioner Washington.
I vote aye.
Vice Chair Harris.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Bartley.
Aye.
Commissioner Hedrick.
Aye.
Commissioner Pedowing. You're on mute, Commissioner.
Still on mute. Thumbs up.
Sorry, I believe I was absent at that time. Could you confirm, please? I was not there last meeting. So I would abstain. I was not available.
That is 7 in favor, 1 abstention, 2 absent. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, under general announcements, we have a number of general announcements, but the one I want to actually a technical one, the June full commission meeting is going to be held on Wednesday, June 12th, 2024. So that's just a reminder for everybody. Wednesday, June 12th, excuse me, 2024 for the full commission meeting, June. But also item 3F, I want to note for everybody that law enforcement officers Memorial Day is May 15th today. So we certainly have plenty of heroes on both our sides, Montgomery Parks and Georgia's Department of Parks and Rec. And just want to recognize them for all of the work they do and those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. And we've had, we've had a number of officers over the years, so it's certainly worth noting and commemorating. So that's it. Just wanted to flag that for folks. Unless there's anything else under general announcements, none. Then we'll go to committee and board reports. This is just for our information. The Employee Retirement System Board of Trustees regular meeting minutes for March 5th. No action needed there. And then we'll move on to our action items. And action item 5A. Dare I say this has been a long time coming. But this action item is a rotation of the commission chair. Excuse me. This will be effective July 1st. And this will rotate the chair from the Prince George's side to the Montgomery side, which means rotating the chair from me to Mr. Harris. Again, this is effective July 1st. I will make the motion, and the motion would allow Artie Harris, chair of the Montgomery County Planning Board, to assume the role of chair of the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission, which means that I would be chair of the Prince George's, that I would be the vice chair of the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission, and that would become effective Monday, July 1st, 2024. That's instead of July 17th. So just to be clear, Mr. Harris will become chair of the commission effective July 1st, 2024. So that is my motion. Is there a second?
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, Mr. Adams, if you could call the roll, please.
Chair Shapiro.
Vote aye.
Commissioner Bailey.
Vote aye.
Commissioner Dorner.
Vote aye.
Commissioner Washington.
I vote aye.
Vice Chair Harris.
Aye.
Commissioner Bartley.
Aye.
Commissioner Hedrick.
Aye.
Commissioner Pedowing.
Aye.
8-0, motion passes.
Thank you, Mr. Adams. So again, this is effective July 1st, 2024. Mr. Harris, you want to have a 15-20-minute acceptance speech like the Academy Awards, or we're okay?
No, I appreciate it. Being chair next year, our next year, and look forward to it, and forward to working with everyone. I appreciate you, Peter, taking the extra reign of, you've had it for a while there, and I appreciate you giving me some time to learn commission this past year, and I'm looking forward to being the next chair. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, well, on to item 5B, resolution 24-09, adoption of the Tacoma Park minor master plan amendment. Any presentation on this item? If not, then I would look for a motion.
I move. Oh, okay. Go ahead, Artie.
I move that we approve this.
I second it.
We got a motion by Vice Chair Harris, a second by Commissioner Pettaween. If there's no discussion on the motion, then Mr. Adams, if you could call the roll.
Chair Shapiro,
Vote aye.
Commissioner Bailey,
Vote aye.
Commissioner Dorner,
Vote aye.
Commissioner Washington,
I vote aye.
Vice Chair Harris,
Aye.
Commissioner Bartley,
Aye.
Commissioner Hedrick,
Aye.
Commissioner Pettaween.
Aye.
That is 8-0, motion passes.
Thank you, Mr. Adams. Next, we have item 5C. This is resolution 24-10, Employees Retirement System FY25 Strategic Plan and Operating Budget. Ms. Rose, you have a presentation for us on this item?
No presentation planned today, Commissioner Shapiro, but happy to take questions.
Okay. So we have the backup before us, commissioners. Are there any questions for Ms. Rose? If not, I would look for a motion. No questions, no motion. Got a motion by Vice Chair Harris.
Second.
I didn't hear a second by Commissioner Washington. Okay. Any discussion on the motion? If not, Mr. Adams, if you could call the roll, please.
Chair Shapiro,
Vote aye.
Commissioner Bailey,
Vote aye.
Commissioner Dorner,
Vote aye.
Commissioner Washington,
Vote aye.
Vice Chair Harris,
Aye.
Commissioner Bartley,
Aye.
Commissioner Hedrick,
Aye.
Commissioner Pettaween.
Aye.
8-0, motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 5D on our agenda is Employee Retirement System employer funding estimate. So the backstory to this is when we were in the midst of the hot and heavy Central Administrative Services budget discussions, negotiations, Vice Chair Harris and I asked the team to look to see if there might be some savings by evaluating the funding estimate that is made. So we commissioned that work. It was a small bit of work. The short answer is there wasn't much in the way of savings, but since Vice Chair Harris and I commissioned them to do the work, we figured we'd bring it before you all. Just, it's not an action item, but we figured we'd bring it before you all just because they did the work. You might be interested as well. So that's the only reason why this item's on the agenda. I think we have, is there any backup or should we turn to Mr. Spencer to do a little explanation? Maybe that would help, Mr. Spencer, if you could sort of give the, the 1 or 2 paragraph version of this, and Ms. Rose could help you, but take it away.
Yeah, and I believe that we also have the actuaries maybe standing by as well. As you said, we were looking for ways to mitigate cost increases if possible without harming the pension system. The long and short of it is the actuaries did their work. They looked at several things, but there was no way to mitigate substantially or have any significant savings that we could redirect to other things without impacting pension. That's the long and short of it. I think at the beginning of the year for FY26, or the estimate was like 35.9 million. It's at 38. That after they looked at all the variables that there's no savings to be had. And that's really the long and short of it. So we, being good fiduciaries. We don't want to harm the pension plan by cutting back, on payments that are due. So I don't think, Amber, you have anything you want to add to that?
No, Bill, I think you did
Okay.
a good job summarizing it.
All right. So thank you.
Thank you. And again, Vice Chair Harris and I both just felt like they did the work, we looked into it, so we'd bring it before you all just in case. So any questions, thoughts, reactions to this? It's not an action item. It's just for information. Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. And thank you, Mr. Spencer, Ms. Rose. Next item on our agenda, last action item is item 5E. This is a FY 2024 budget adjustment for the legal department and corporate IT. This is the standard process that we see every year. And let's turn to Ms. Charles for the description. This is an action item. And we have the memo in a backup. I think we sent that to you yesterday or the day before.
Good morning. And again, for the record, I'm Terry Bacote Charles. I'm before you this morning to ask for your favorable consideration for a budget adjustment for the legal department and corporate IT. As FY24 draws to a close, we are, as in the norm, engaging in review of budgetary spending and have identified current year salary savings and seek to request your approval to reallocate a portion of those savings to provide funding for specific non-personnel expenditures before the financial year closes. Specifically, starting with the legal department, they seek to reallocate $94,000 from the salary lines to other services and charges to meet expenses associated with the subscription to Westlaw Legal Research Database. That's it, with an estimated cost of $64,000, and the remainder will be to provide for training workshops and conferences. Corporate IT seeks to transfer $450,000 from salary lines to supplies and materials and other services and charges. And these requested funds will provide for the acquisition of computer equipment to support the replacement of aging laptops and other hardware, and also will be used in support of professional services to address critical IT activities. Both of those budget items or budget lines were reduced in the FY25 budget during deliberations by $260,000. Also, the requested reallocation will provide funding in the amount of approximately $60,000 for ongoing training costs. That completes my summary of today's request, and I will conclude by saying that I will return to this body to request further reallocation of available FY 2024 savings.
Thank you, Ms. Charles. Well described. Commissioners, any questions, comments, thoughts, reactions, concerns? Good to go? Okay, thank you, Ms. Charles. So this is an action item, so I would look for a motion to for the FY 2024 budget adjustment as described by our budget director.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, just one quick question. So, Ms. Charles, thank you for presenting this. So we are allowed to, you could transfer from personnel to non-personnel. That is a standard. That is standard. You can do that.
Yes, we've stated limitations, and both of these fall within those limitations.
Okay.
Can you just explain what is the threshold? I forgot that how much we could do. And if we go over the threshold, does it have to go to the county council? How does it work?
Based on the land use article, section 18109, that provides for budget transfers as long as the transfers do not exceed 110% of the available approved budget amounts or results in a change in the program. So these fall within that parameter. If you exceed 110%, then your understanding is correct. We would have to go to the respective councils for approval.
Okay, thank you. I just remembered something in my mind that was about $100,000. I do not know, maybe that was for something else. It's just a vague memory that I had that if you go over $100,000, then it's additional process that you had to do. Maybe that was for something else or change. That's fine. Thank you.
Yeah, Commissioner Pedam, that is for something, I can't quite remember what, but it was for something else because we just did it recently. Okay.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Thank you. And we have our general counsel who popped up as well, but it sounds like by your head nods, we're all okay. Is there anything else? Okay, good. All right. Any other questions?
That was accurate. Thank you.
All right, great. No other questions or comments, and I'd look for a motion.
Move approval, Mr. Chairman.
I second.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Washington, a second by Vice Chair Harris. Is there any discussion on the motion? If not, Mr. Adams, if you could call the roll, please.
Chair Shapiro,
Vote aye.
Commissioner Bailey,
Vote aye.
Commissioner Dorner,
Vote aye.
Commissioner Washington,
Aye.
Vice Chair Harris,
Aye.
Commissioner Bartley,
Aye.
Commissioner Hedrick,
Aye.
Commissioner Pedowing.
Aye.
That's 8-0. Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you. We have no other action items. We have the officers' reports. I believe they're all for information only. So unless there's any questions for our officers, are there any based on the reports? If not, then the only thing left for us is to go into closed session for a collective bargaining update. After the closed session, we will come back in open session simply to ratify if there were any actions taken, and then to close the meeting. Okay. So pursuant to the Maryland General Provisions Article of Annotated Code of Maryland, Section 3-305B, 9, a closed session is proposed to consider matters related to collective bargaining negotiations with the Municipal and County Government Employees Organization and the Fraternal Order of Police Bargaining Units to preserve the Commission's negotiating position. That's why we'll go into executive session, closed session. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
Move approval.
I second.
Second.
We've got a motion by Commissioner Washington, a second by Commissioner Pedoween to go into closed session. There's no discussion on the motion. Mr. Adams, if you could call the roll, please.
Chair Shapiro,
Vote aye.
Commissioner Bailey,
Vote aye.
Commissioner Dorner,
Vote aye.
Commissioner Washington,
Aye.
Vice Chair Harris,
Aye.
Commissioner Bartley,
Aye.
Commissioner Hedrick,
Aye.
Commissioner Pedowing.
Aye.
8-0. Motion passes.
Thank you. So there's a separate link for closed session, and then use the link that we're on now to come back into open session after the closed session. And for those for whom it is pertinent, I will see you in closed session in just a minute or two.
Okay.
An open session, just for the public, such as it is. We were in closed session to discuss our negotiating, collective bargaining. There were no actions taken, and we're back in open session unless there's any new business before us. Is there any new business before us? If not, then without objection, we will adjourn the meeting. I want to thank everybody for your time, and we will see you all in this configuration next month.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good day, all.
Bye-bye.